It's Friday, March 25th. Again, no little by little Saturday or Sunday. Find yourself in a Bible teaching, Bible believing church where you can learn and receive, grow and give, and be a blessing to others as you are blessed. March 25th, Exodus 36, Proverbs 12, John 15, and Ephesians chapter 5. We're going to be in Exodus 36. It says, Bezalel and Aholiab, and every craftsman in whom the Lord had put skill and intelligence to know how to do any work in the construction of the sanctuary, shall work in accordance with all that the Lord has commanded. God cares about more than just those that are doing the teaching or the sacrifices, in other words. It's not that, they're special because they're the priests, they're the pastors. No, we're all special. We're all called to different things, and we all have different gifts, different abilities. So Moses called Bezalel and Oholiab, and every craftsman in whose mind the Lord had put skill, everyone whose heart stirred him up to come to do the work. It comes from within the Lord, the desire to work, and especially for the things of God, to take the skills and the talents you have to serve others and to be a blessing to the kingdom of God. What does that look like in and for your life? I don't know, what's my profession? And how does that then translate? And so they were given all the contributions. In verse 5, it said to Moses, the people bring much more than enough for doing the work the Lord had commanded us to do. So Moses gave command, and word was proclaimed throughout the camp, let no man or woman do anything more for the contribution of the sanctuary. The people were restrained from bringing, for the material they had was sufficient to do all the work and more. Now this isn't going to be a better start given, so we could say that, but it's really a measure and a reminder that God owns 1,000 cattle or a cattle on 1,000 hills, or God has all the resources he needs to accomplish all that he desires to accomplish. And for Calvary Chapel Port Angeles, we're just trusting that God will direct, and in the right time he will have the right place, it will be the right funds with the right people to do the right work, and we'll be able to sit back and go, okay, God's got this, and we got to participate together. That's what the giving was all about, was that they got to participate in the giving, and then these other guys got to do the work that God had created them for. The skills that they had, the abilities they had, the craftsmanship. Because that's the rest of the chapter. That's what it talks about, right? All the curtains they made and all these things, the tables, and you're like, okay, well that's an interesting chapter. Yeah, it's interesting because nothing is wasted in God's economy. Not finances, not gifts, not generosity, and certainly not the gifts that he puts in people. And these two are an example of that. The gifts that they were given by God are used now for God's tabernacle, for God's glory. And I think that's always good to keep in mind for our own lives. Whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you have as an ability or a skill, recognize one, that God has given that to you, and two, that in some measure and form there might be a point in a time where he desires that to use it for greater purposes. And three, if you're still just going down this track and you're getting better and better at that gift or that ability, that job, whatever it might look like, that skill set, then be quick to acknowledge God's hand in and for your life. And watch and see how God uses all those things for your good and his glory. Till next time, keep growing little by little.